Hello. Hello to everyone. Welcome to Cosmic Money AI, where you can learn about the current market structure and you make money out of it yourself. So today we'll be speaking if the Bitcoin is near the edge to come down a little bit, a pullback, small pullback, or it will be huge dump. And we'll be talking about the general market structure, the stock market, SPX, SPY 500, dollar index, Ethereum, and other cryptocurrencies. We have a lot to cover, very important today, 24 hours. Next 24 hours are very critical for Bitcoin, either to break up or to break down. So if you like the content, please hit the like button. If you enjoy my content and would like to watch more, then please subscribe and give me a comment what you would like to see more. Without wasting time, let's start. We start with the dollar index, where the dollar is standing, because the price of Bitcoin is very volatile. In order to track the situation of the market, you need to look at the dollar index, what the dollar index is doing, and what dollar index is doing, that impact to the stock market, and what stock market is doing, impact to the cryptocurrency market. See, look at the layers. So which is the most stable? The dollar and oil, gold. Below that there is gold, then dollar, oil, then the stock market, and then the cryptocurrency. So cryptocurrency is most volatile. You can make million and you can lose million. So the dollar index actually helped to track the market significantly. Now, the currently dollar is in rising trend. Of course, there were little bit pause for short term, but this is weekly time frame. This time frame is very important, that in which time frame you are looking at, short time or longer time. Longer time, so weekly time frame give you like midterm range. If you want to look at where dollar is going in long term, then you should look at the monthly time frame, which is also significantly high. Now, the weekly time frame give you like midterm range. So dollar fell all the way from October all the way to $100, and then it was capitulating a little bit, and then now after the range it broke out, took the high over here and here around $105 range, and then it went to 106, but it came back here and retested this support over here around $100 range again, made the higher low, and now rising again without breaking the trend. Now, from here, by looking at this chart, you may think that it is low. Yes, it is low. It is lower than 113 level, but it is higher than the support level. As long as this support does not break, dollar is still holding. Now, as long as dollar is holding, strong dollar means bad news for stock market. If the stock market has bad news, then it exponentially bad news to the crypto market. So the way it impact is that it impact less to the less volatile thing and impact more to the more volatile thing. So when market is in good condition, Bitcoin rises faster. When market is very bad condition, Bitcoin go down faster. Same thing. So remember inversely proportional. Market is inversely proportional to the dollar. If dollar is strong, then the market react oppositely. Then if dollar rises, stock market go down. If dollar goes down, stock market goes high. So in 2023, this entire uh, time, the stock market and crypto was rallying, but that was due to the dollar index was falling short term. But does it mean that $100 will hold? Of course, no. Most likely, in sooner or later, um, the dollar index will break down. But as long as it is not broken down, then as a technical analyst, you consider the trend, and trend is uptrend. So weekly time frame, it is going to retest this high, but before that there is a small break, and this break is the Fibonacci zone. Fibonacci of this high to this low, Fibonacci retracement. And if you notice that this current holding is above this 103 zone, which was previously a short-term resistance, but it broke through, and now it is holding in Fibonacci zone, and most likely it should retest in 106 zone sooner or later. So it matters that it will straight go there or it will come down a little bit and go there. It is expected, but upside is more probable than downside. Is there any guarantee to go there? Of course not. Nothing is guaranteed in stock market. But if you increase the probability, you increase the chances. Now currently the chance of going high and down is 50 and 50. But if you add this analysis, then you, as a trader or investor, you try to understand if upside is more probable than downside or downside is more probable than upside. How far can you push it? Like now it is 50-50. Can you make it 60-40? Can you make it 70-30? Can you make 80-20? And can you make 90-10 or 99-1%? But it is never 100%. So you can only take the action according to what chart says and market condition. Here the market condition is rising, and weekly time frame, as long as this support at $100 hold, then there is more upside. Currently it is in Fibonacci zone. It might slow down a little bit, but eventually once it crosses $106, write the price 106.559. Once it crosses that index, then it will rise very fast and should eventually retest this 110 zone. Somewhere here, liquidity is over here, 110.6. So understand that this zone will be very fast, but now it is just undecided zone. But is there any guarantee? Of course no, but there is more upside than more downside, at least in midterm. Now if you go to the short term in daily time frame, then you can see that it is currently testing the Fibonacci, and it hit only once, then twice, and then probably it will break down. And you can see the current uptrend is, let me on. So this is current uptrend. It went up and down, made the higher low, then higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. So if dollar makes the higher low, then the dollar trend is intact. But even if they make slight lower low, then there is still this support line. So therefore, the dollar is pretty strong at this moment. And in the midterm range, in weekly range, you can see it made lower low, but then it made higher high. It took both of the highs, higher high and then higher low. And then what do you expect? Up or down? What does your sense say? Of course, the trend is higher, but then there can be short-term downside for a short time. And when it goes higher, what does it mean for stock market? The stock market has the negative impact for this. So, but then you may ask question that, uh, oh, so how do you put the other things over here? You can see that the RSI is rising in daily time frame. Stochastic RSI is quite high, but still it is trying to go to higher level. So that means that it confirms this uptrend of dollar. But sometimes market takes a little bit of time to react. So the S&P 500, which is currently at all-time high, $5,000 range, exactly in the pivotal zone. And you can see that there is upside trend line coming from here, tested here. Let me grab a pen. Okay. So it was starting from here, then it quickly made a close touch, and then over here, and then currently exactly in the same point. What do you think can possibly happen? Pullback. No market can go up and up and up. There will be pullback. And particularly uh, current situation where liquidity is not so much in the market, it is unexpected that market will just rally higher and higher. But of course, in weekly time frame, you can see that this was the previous high, and now then it made the lower low, then again spike, lower low, and then but then it started. Wait a moment. So then it started lower high in comparison to this one, and then higher low, and then higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, and then it took this up already, and then eventually it took the all-time high, but it comes to the local resistance. In the same time, there is a support here of this entire trend, and after crossing this big barrier of 4,800, it is expected to have a pullback. Now, is it a pullback or it is a breaking? Now, that will depend on two factors. How is the unemployment rate and how is Fed behaving? So Fed earlier said that in last December that there can be some rate cut, November or December. So the one before the last meeting. So the rate is now all-time high in this cycle. So, and Fed expected in the last meeting that there could be some rate cut in early 2024. But now in the last meeting in 2 weeks ago, Fed said that unlikely in March, when there will be next meeting, they will manage to have a confident to have rate cut. So if there is no rate cut in March, then market has to react. And so market rallies all-time high, expecting that Fed will cut the rate in early 2024. But after this news, market understood that it is quite unexpected, then market has to pull back. Then the banking sector. So we remember last year there was a case of Silvergate Bank and few other banks. So if banks start falling, then people will get panic. And if there is more panic in the market, more uncertainty in the market, it is likely to fall. Okay. So, and that will be very fast. So case number one is that Fed pivots, means Fed cut the rate in March, then probably it will retest in this high zone or maybe somewhere here in 4594, $4,500 range. But if Fed manage not to cut the rate by March, also the banking sector has very bad news, then there is a very good chance of breaking this level. And note that $4,500 range. So it matches two trend. One is this lower trend, and one is this upper support line. And now, is there any guarantee of downside? There is market structure, market situation, market condition, other parameter, rate cut, unemployment, all together suggest that there is more downside than upside. But what is the current situation? The trend is not broken yet. The uptrend is not broken yet. So in short term, there will be more probability of upside. If it can go to upside, what is the support? The support is this all-time high, previous all-time high in 2022, that is 4,700 to 800 zone, and then the all the way high to $5,600 range. So this is the high side. And what is the if it breaks out, then there will be one more support. This trend which has been reacting as a resistance, it will be support. So resistance becomes support, that gives double support. One support is in horizontal support, another is this trend line support. And then it is easy to reach to $5,600 range very easily, very quickly. But after breaking this all-time high, after running all the way from 2022, so the stock market needs some break. Means that there will be some short-term pullback. And as you can notice, in stock like Nvidia has been rallying so well. Amazing. It is amazing to see. But in the same time, if you gather the top 10 stocks in the American stock market, combining all together performs much different than the low cap or mid cap stocks. So high cap stock were rallying, but mid and small cap were still suffering. Okay, so the upside will be 5,600 and the downside is 4,600. Which one? So in the midterm, there will be a retest of 4,800. So even if it goes to 5,600, then there will be anyway retest sooner or later. It is a matter of time. So which one first? Then for that, you need to add other factors. So you can see that the RSI is making lower high and more lower high. Let me make it a line, change the color. Okay, so as you can see, the RSI was making lower high and lower high, while the price here in comparison to here, was going higher, higher and higher. What does it mean? There is a divergence. So the strength, RSI suggests the strength. So the strength of the market is going down and down and down, while price is going high and high and high. So that is the divergence, and this divergence is a bearish divergence. So either the strength has to rise by some way, either by liquidity or the Fed decision or the other factor, or the price has to come down. And in this case, since the other factor of the market is not so different, therefore, the only possibility is the price has to go down. Very easy and very clear, understand? Please write me in the comment below if it is clear. Yeah, you understand this fundamental thing. And the other factor, unemployment rate. So Fed mentioned in the last meeting that if the unemployment rate remains the same, which is not very threatening for Fed, that is actually then for Fed it is not so easy to cut the rate. So the CPI number was quite bad in comparison to the expectation, people's expectation. So then you can see there was these big drop with the huge gap over here, and that gap was around 1% in one day. And then yesterday it started rising a little bit, and tomorrow there is PPI number. PPI number is the number what Fed normally watches rather than CPI number. So PPI number tomorrow, look at it, 8:30 Eastern time. Very important. Please keep eye on it. I will update, of course, in my channel, on my Telegram, on my YouTube, on my Twitter. So if you don't know, if you don't follow my Twitter, so here is Cosmic Money AI. So please subscribe my Twitter. Please subscribe my YouTube. So which is over here. So please hit the like button of this video, and also check the registration link. So if you want to, oh, sorry. So As you can see here, there are a lot of bonuses if you register through one of these links. And please hit the like button and the bell notification to get the updates. Okay, so and comment below how you are enjoying. Let's continue. So lot of TA, lot of discussion about the market. So what would you look at? Tomorrow PPI number. If PPI number more than expected, then it is a higher than expected, then it is a bearish signal that Fed cannot pivot. Look at the unemployment rate tomorrow. If the unemployment rate is lower, means that less people lose the job, then that is bad for market, because less people lose the job, Fed has less chances to pivot. You understand that inverse correlation. Then today we will very closely eye on the stock market, this gap fill. There is still gap fill. So if it falls, most likely it will fill majority of the gap unless the market is too bad. Otherwise, today we will expect to have a gap fill and then a big down in the coming days. There is significant bearish signal in the RSI, and in the stochastic RSI, you can see that it has been already oversold region, overbought region, quite high time. If market is overbought and you see these two tending line is coming down, market has to come down. Sooner or later, you can have divergence 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, but ultimately it has to balance. Nature works with the balance. It has to balance. Okay, so you understand that. So that is where stock market is standing. If stock market is in critical zone, what would be the impact on Bitcoin? Let's discuss that. So Bitcoin is also currently in critical zone. Let's look at. So Bitcoin came in 2021 at $69,000, 68,400, and then came all the way to $15,600 range. Then since then, the FTX collapsed in 2022 November. It started rising again from here, unstoppable. And here exactly where the Bitcoin ETF got approved. And after the approval, the Bitcoin dumped all the way from 48 to $38,000 range before it started rallying. Understand the Bitcoin scenario. Currently, where Bitcoin is standing is 52,395, almost $52,400 range. What is the upside and what is the downside? You can see that there is a liquidity over here this week, and then there is a lot of liquidity that when market went up, they entered, but then when it came down, they entered because they were expecting market to go higher, but it broke down. It came lower low, lower low, and lower low. So when this price rises and come back to that point, what will people think? People will think, okay, I have held the Bitcoin for a long time. Now I am in zero break even. It is a good time to exit. And then if people exit, the demand become low, and then Bitcoin price will fall. Now, there is a second factor of Bitcoin ETF. Now, Bitcoin ETF added some more liquidity to cryptocurrency, particularly Bitcoin. Now, if this Bitcoin extra liquidity is actually pushing this price higher and higher, and that liquidity was injected somewhere in this zone during this Bitcoin ETF approval. And that is actually pushing. Otherwise, Bitcoin, if we look at from 2022, it went up and came down, retested. It went up, came down, retested. It went up a little bit and came down. From here, the Bitcoin ETF uh, 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 mm, has been started talking about during this summer, after summer. And then this entire range over here, entire price action was led by Bitcoin FOMO. And this price action is led by the extra liquidity recently entered into the market. And that is pushing the price high. But in comparison to the stock market, S&P made higher high, but Bitcoin is more uh, uh, is more how do you say, higher risk asset. That higher risk does not work very well. Higher risk asset doesn't work very well in the bear market, and we have not entered into the bull market until Fed start cutting rate. You understand that cutting rate means increasing the liquidity to the market. As long as that doesn't happen, Bitcoin cannot break this all-time high. Very difficult unless something. So of course you will say that of course ETF liquidity has been entered, but also many other people has been exited. Now, where can it go? This liquidity is matching with the Fibonacci from top to bottom. You can check this Fibonacci tool, put it in the top and put it in the bottom. You can see the lower range is 48,500 to 57,500 in this range. So this is the Fibonacci zone, golden pocket. It is already in the golden pocket, but the question is, will it come down from here, or it will go all the way up and then come down? So there are, in upside, there are a lot of resistance over here, and then of course all-time high is another big resistance. It is difficult to cross all this barrier. So Bitcoin crossed all the way from in $25, $25K range, and that broke once. Then it broke the $32,000 range over here. And then from then there was no pullback. This is, I would say, consolidation, then pullback. And then it went all-time high of this year, not all-time high. So high in this year, yearly high. That is the correct terminology. But without having any pullback, no stock can run again and again, higher and higher. Impossible. Price doesn't go in that way. And we are not in bull market territory completely. There is the interest rate high. There is the Bitcoin halving is coming. So it cannot go like to the moon from here. It will have some halt. Even if it goes up, it can go up, but it has to halt somewhere around 57, 58 maximum. There will be some minor pullback. It has to happen. And currently, this is the upside is smaller than downside. So then what happened? The downside is more probable. Where dollar index is rising, index is rising. Fed cannot cut the rate before March or before even May. Then dollar is rising. Stock market is in critical. What will crypto do? There is more downside. The only difference can be made by more liquidity from Bitcoin ETF. So how do you do? How do you confirm? And as you can see here in the RSI index, RSI made this is lower high, and while the the Bitcoin price here is the lower high, but this is in weekly time frame. So in midterm, you can see that in daily time frame that RSI over here and over here is what? This is downtrend. What price did? Here and here price went up. So there is bearish divergence, means that the strength is saying that lower and lower, while Bitcoin price is going higher and higher. So the price has to adjust, or the RSI has to adjust. And where the stochastic RSI is sitting is in the overbought range. If market gets overbought, it has to sell. From where? From here or from all the way high? That time will say. But you can prepare yourself accordingly. So you add more factors, you add more probability to the system. What is the market trend? So is it clear? So these are upside is around 48 to 57K range. If it breaks, the downside is more 38 to $41,000 range. If it manages to break that as well, then it will come all the way to 32. And this 32K range has not been tested since when? Since 1 year. No, not 1 year, 1 month. October 2023, November, December, January, February, 4 months. So it has to test sooner or later. So is there any guarantee? Of course not, but chances are very high. If stock market can take the lower low as well 2 years ago in 2022, then Bitcoin may revisit even this $25,000 range again, or even below. Okay, so what is the trend? So until the trend is not broken, trend is your friend. Although there is critical signals of Bitcoin pullback, and you can see today it has shown some weakness here in daily time frame. It showed some weakness, but the trend is still upside. So there has to be either pullback or correction. To understand if it is pullback or correction, then let me show you some of the trend. So the trend is, you can see that this short time range, this daily time frame, this range is intact, and the upside, you can see it hit here, it hit here, and most likely it will hit around $53,000, and you can join this stop to this stop and extend the line, and that gives you $53,000 range, and that aligns with the other factors. It seems more likely that there could be a spike to 53 before it falls, or it can fall from here. Okay, but then there is a very good chance that there is a support over here. It was previously a resistance, but now it became a support, and then it gives an additional layer of support to Bitcoin before falling aggressively. Now, so what are the other factors you can consider? The other factor is, so the short-term trend is the upside, and there is a potential resistance upcoming over here. In the upside, there is also this channel. You can connect from here all the way to here to up. It retested over there, and now it is retesting over there currently. Now that is also another trend to look at carefully. And horizontal trend, so you can see that this week it creates horizontal trend from here to here, and now it is the resistance. And combining all together, it looks that Bitcoin has a very good support, but it has also been overextended since the Bitcoin ETF started in the market. The Bitcoin ETF speaking, people have been everywhere speaking about ETF, Bitcoin ETF. And that's the time when hype has been created. And this is the flow is due to the hype. So people are in FOMO that they have to jump in and buy Bitcoin for the new cycle. Yes, this cycle, crypto cycle, will be very, very strong. There is no doubt about it. But not everything will perform better than Bitcoin. So people will create the FOMO in this market. Now, so here it is. So in order to, in order to understand the, let me fix a couple of things. Okay, very good. So weekly time frame, there is bearish divergence. Daily time frame, there is bearish divergence. And in the smaller time frame, even smaller than 1 day, there should be some bearish divergence. So combining all those factors together, you increase the probability of your choice, and there is more downside than more upside. It is the risk versus reward. More risk you pay, and better reward you gain. But that does not mean that taking one kind of risk will impact you to the other kind of risk. So to have a very good clarity about the market will help you to navigate a little more better than others. How you can increase this probability 50% to 90%. Now, I wanted to show you one important, one important information about the, before that, let me hide this. Okay. So let me hide this. Let me hide this. Okay. So this is Bitcoin in 1 weekly chart. Although the trend is not broken, it is going high and high, but still there is a potential downside turn. And if it breaks towards downside, the start panicking will be twisted or something. Last few days it has been rallying quite aggressively, and you can see the altcoin, which is led by Ethereum, is actually also rising. But for Ethereum, let's discuss the weekly time frame first. So the weekly time frame, there was previously support and resistance flip, and that gives you the support at 2,400 range, and so that is the support, and the resistance is so it had the quite big potential of resistance from weekly time frame, that this was the resistance before. Breaking this resistance was not easy, and it broke through, and you can see that it has one more. Mm, uh, we have one more trend line, and that trend line is currently retesting. Very important for Ethereum and for altcoin, because altcoin follows the Ethereum in many cases. Of course, there are some significant differences depend on which altcoin you pick, but in general, if Bitcoin performs well, then Ethereum performs well, then other small cap coins perform very well. And in the same way, if Bitcoin performs bad, the other coins and the paper is bad. But sorry. So the if the if it so it broke through the upper level, upper zone, the horizontal, and now it is testing the after the horizontal, then it is testing the upside trend. And where does this trend come from? You can check that coming from here all the way this upside move starting from October 2023, and it went all the way up, then it was in the sideways and again rising. Of course, this rising trend is quite strong, but you have to take the technical as technical, that there is trend, this trend, there is a potential strong resistance over here. This is another resistance. All together combining, this is a very strong resistance. This weekly closing of Ethereum is very important. If it fails to close above the $27,000 range, $2,700 range, then it is likely to be deviation, and then it has to come down. If it comes down, so if it breaks through upward, where is the next target? Next target is very high. There is not much resistance over here. All the way it will go to $33,000 to $35,000 range, this liquidity over here. If it goes to, but it is a very big step. Is it possible? Of course it is possible. What is the more probable? You can see one more trend over here, which let me see if I have it. Yes. So you can see there is one more weekly trend, and that trend comes from here to here and this high. So it is a double trend connection. So this is the long term starting from 2022, and this trend is rising, and then short term this trend is rising, and they both meet in the same place. So two trends connecting to one point. Then you add the other support, other resistance over here, starting from here. So combining the resistance, horizontal resistance, trend, short term, mid-term trend, and this is a very strong confluence of multiple things. So crossing this line for Ethereum will be extremely difficult in one shot, but it will eventually break, but it might not happen in one shot. If it breaks up, it will happen like it goes up little and come down, up little, come down, up little, come down, and then break. Now it is like you have a closed door and you are inside and you are trying to come out. You hit once, come back. You hit second time, you cannot open, but it becomes weaker and weaker more times you hit. So that is the upside. Downside. So downside is if it breaks down, then there is a short-term support in, sorry. So then there is a short-term support is 21, 22 range, but if it breaks, probably it will also break and test somewhere in these levels around at least $2,000 range, and then most likely $1,600 range. But before that, yeah, so around there, around 18,000, 19,000 is a very good zone to buy Ethereum, at least for midterm. So, but until the trend is not broken, it is your friend. So now the very important thing is the Bitcoin dominance. That is the big daddy. So how Bitcoin dominance suggests how Bitcoin is dominating over the crypto market. Okay. So it suggests you that the Bitcoin has been most dominant in the last cycle, and it went until 71. And then the altcoin market rallied and Bitcoin dominance came down. And this is the support again. And from there, we visited that point sometimes in 2022. And then from there, Bitcoin started rising. So if Bitcoin is rising, the altcoin has to bleed. Or so Bitcoin is rising in the crypto market. What does it mean? The other coins, so altcoin means alternative coin. Alternative means alternative to Bitcoin. So Ethereum and other coins are also altcoin. And Ethereum is the biggest altcoin. So altcoin means alternative of Bitcoin. So this dominant figure picture says how Bitcoin is dominating within crypto market, not within entire stock market or other thing, but within only crypto market. That has been rising from 2022 here. What does it mean? Bitcoin also rised in the same time, but it suggests that Bitcoin is rising more in comparison to other cryptocurrencies. Make sense? But that doesn't mean that all cryptocurrencies, alternative cryptocurrencies, which is altcoin, will be performing bad. There will be some altcoin which will be performing worse than others, and there will be some altcoin which will perform slightly better than Bitcoin. But overall, the dominance suggests that where is the overall market? The Bitcoin is dominating in comparison to other, but Bitcoin can fall. Actually, it fell down a couple of times, but it fell less in comparison to other altcoin. So that's the important picture. From here, if Bitcoin falls and this dominance rises, what does it mean? So let's say Bitcoin from 52,000 fall to 40,000. Where will this go? Most likely other altcoin will also be falling harder than Bitcoin. That means this spike will go, this will spike up. Where can it go? So currently people have been, you can see that there is a, let me zoom this part, and you can see the Bitcoin has been like trending crazy over here, 1, 2, this is weekly, okay, 3, this is half, but 4, 5, 6. After having such a run, one can consider that this is broken, broke down, but you can see that it is rallying back. again. So even it broke down the trend, but it quickly retested this high and quickly it went up. So you can consider this as a range. And so would it be range or it is a broken? In order to understand that, you need to zoom out a little bit. Okay, sorry. So let me erase a couple of things. Okay, so are you enjoying, guys? So if you like, then please hit the like button and comment below. In order to understand that if it is the resting or it is the broken, you need to zoom out and see the bigger picture. And bigger picture suggests that market has been here, there is high, lower high, and then this has been a trend line, and that is from 2017, then 2020, and here. So given this strong resistance, it was resting a little bit before it started running again. So if you run marathon, then you run and then you take a couple of drinks in between. Let me take some tea. And then it most likely will break through this resistance. So there is a horizontal resistance, you can see over here, and there is a trend line. Both resistance is confluencing in this zone, but it shows significant strength. In the daily time frame, you can see it much clearer, is that, sorry, you can see it makes lower high, come down, higher high, came down, and then lower low. This is a very weak point. Then lower high, people thought that it is probably another lower low, but you can see it is almost in the range again this high. As soon as it takes this high, then the downtrend is broken. Then most likely it will go all the way up, at least, even if it falls. One more retest this trend line. So after having this huge run of Bitcoin, then it is normal that it take a rest. But if it breaks up, that means the Bitcoin dominance is rising over here. What does it mean? That does not necessarily mean if Bitcoin rises and break through this, that does not necessarily mean the Bitcoin will rise all-time high. That does mean that Bitcoin is stronger than other coins. Bitcoin may fall down. So if it rises and Bitcoin is still falling, it means that altcoin will be falling harder. Please understand that. So if Bitcoin is falling from 52 to 40,000, the altcoin Cardano, Solana, which was rallying like 10 times in last 1 year, they will fall double or triple in comparison to Bitcoin. Please understand this fact and prepare accordingly. I am not telling to scare you, but to make you understand and take necessary preparation so that you can take an action at that time. Good. So the Bitcoin dominance chart is one of the most important chart at this moment in entire crypto market. So one more time, take zoom and watch this today and tomorrow. If it spikes up, that's very bad news for the alternative coin, including Ethereum. Okay, good. So this is the general overview, a guidance how I navigate the crypto market. So understand that. I wanted to say you something about gold. So as you can see for gold in monthly, you can see that gold is all-time high. This is monthly chart, very big time frame. Yeah. So as you can see, gold is now almost in all-time high. Little bit of downside, but you can see it is still in the trend. Trend is not broken. In weekly time frame, you can see that the it is still all-time high, but it is making almost ready to break out. If it breaks out, it will be huge. What can be the narrative for that? When the dollar is relatively weak, but comparatively strong than the stock market. So dollar is stronger than stock market, very clear. Now gold is the place which is very stable. And when the market is uncertain, people like a little more certainty and they move to gold. Okay. So if there is a bad news in the market, there is a tendency that gold will rise. So if stock market will fall, there is a very good chance that gold will rise. And if stock market makes a big correction here and take this high, take this low, then for sure the gold is going to be the dark horse in 2024. And gold will probably hit around 24, 25 range, around like 20 to 25%. And in my Telegram channel, I called for gold is approximately this zone, and we added a little more over here. So look at how gold is just waiting for the bad news, and then it will rise. Okay. So if crypto is falling, bad news, then stock market is falling, one more bad news, Fed cannot increase the rate, one more bad news, gold will rally. Okay. Is there any certainty? Of course, there is nothing is certain, but you can increase more factor, means that you increase the probability. Clear? So that is where market is standing. Watch today's price of stock market. Watch today how Bitcoin will behave. Watch how Ethereum will behave, and then take your wise decision. Nothing is financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but this is possible cases. Be prepared for that. And if you like the content, please hit the like button. And if I will cover some of the altcoin in the next video, so please let me know in the comment below which altcoin do you want to hear. And this is my Twitter. Follow me, and you can see that some of the call recently in Kaspa. I called Kaspa in around 0.1 zone in my channel. So I called Kujira when the trend was broken. Many people made 20% in Kujira without leverage. With leverage, 5x leverage, they could make 100%. You can see that when time to time I called and I update there. I also put some newsletter on Medium, and in the coming days I'm going to put some teaching on the Medium about stock market fundamental, cryptocurrency fundamental, blockchain fundamentals, technology. I come from very scientific background, so the technology, science, coding, trading, how things works behind the things. So I'll be putting some of the notes over here. So if you are interested, follow me on Medium, follow me on Twitter, and if you want to contribute to the channel, please hit the like button, and there will be a bell notification over here for you, because this is my channel. I cannot, yeah, and this is a very new channel. The like, comment, and share will be very appreciable. And here I put a lot of bonuses, and some of the link, referral link, where you can win $50,000 bonus from Bybit, MEXC, OKX, Bluefin if you register in those exchanges through this referral link. Click on this referral link, and then wait a moment. So let me check if everything is working. Sorry. Yes. Go there, put this thing, and you can see that once you register, you get $6,000 bonuses. You register with this link and check that number is still here, then you receive these bonuses. There will be more bonuses over here about the price of the trading. When you take a trade, you pay the fees. So you from dollar to Bitcoin, you buy Bitcoin, but you pay some fees. That fees is reduced if you use this link. Yeah, and then there will be MEXC. Similarly, you can go to this copy link, and sorry, you need to check this. This is the coupon code for, because I am already logged in my MEXC, so otherwise I could show you how it looks like. So and OKX, and then Bluefin. So Bybit is very good, but the other also have many other facilities. So if you are interested, please follow this link and make some effort to register. Your money is yours. You trade, you make money. I call a couple of trades over my channels, mostly long-term trend and investment call. And if you make registration through this link, that will greatly help to the channel. And don't hesitate to like, subscribe, bell notification, and write me the messages on the comment section. So, and that will greatly help to the channel. If you learn anything new, please write me in the description below what new did you learn. Until then, safe trade, my friend, and have a wonderful time ahead. Thank you. See you in the next video.